All right, before we jump in, just the usual friendly reminder. This is all for educational purposes. This is definitely not financial advice. Okay, let's get into it. Today, we're going to explore a single number. That's it, just one, 750. It's a number that signals a really deep structural shift happening inside the PLAZM protocol. We're going to break down what happens when that daily flow of new tokens basically dries up, and what that means for the entire ecosystem. So why are we so focused on this one number? I mean, it's not a price target, it's not some crazy percentage gain, it's an amount. An amount that's so incredibly small it tells us the protocol is about to step into completely uncharted territory. 750, that is the total number of PLAZM tokens set to be released on day 146. And just to be crystal clear, that is, by a massive, massive margin, the lowest daily release in the protocol's entire history.
Now, to really appreciate how tiny 750 is, you have to see where we've come from. I mean, look at this. At its peak, back on day 94, the protocol was pumping out 381,000 new tokens every single day. Just a couple of weeks ago, it was 180,000. Right now, it's about 33,500. So, this drop to 750, yeah, it's not a gentle slope. It's like falling off a cliff.
So let's put a hard number on that. We're talking about a 99.8% reduction in the daily supply of new tokens compared to that peak. What this really means is that the main thing creating downward pressure on the price is about to be almost completely shut off. To really get the impact of that, we first have to understand, what's the economic job of these daily releases? They're not just random tokens appearing from nowhere. They're a constant structural force pushing on the market every day. So when staking cycles end and people get their tokens, they've got three basic choices, right? They can sell them, which creates direct sell pressure. They can restake them, which pulls them right back out of the liquid supply. Or they can just hold them. And historically, it's that sell option that has acted like this constant headwind, always pushing against the price. For pretty much the protocol's entire life, the equation has looked something like this. The sell pressure from all those new releases was just way bigger than the protocol's automated defense system, the buy-burn-bond, or BBB. But now, as we get to near-zero releases, that entire dynamic is about to flip on its head. The BBB's automated buying is about to become the big boss in the room. Okay, now let's get into the actual math here. Because we don't have to guess how big this shift is. We can just look at the raw numbers for that critical 5-day stretch when releases hit rock bottom. We're going to analyze these 5 days, from day 144 to 148. On one side of the scale, we've got the total potential sell pressure coming from all the new releases, and on the other side, we've got the steady, consistent, automated buy pressure from the BBB. And just look at this chart. It really shows you the insane imbalance we're talking about. Over these 5 days, the total estimated sell pressure from every single new token released is about $129. Meanwhile, the BBB is set to deploy somewhere between $6,000 and $7,500 in buying. I mean, it's not even a fair fight. The final ratio here is just staggering. For every $1 of potential sell pressure coming from new tokens, the protocol's own defense system is going to be deploying about $50 of buy pressure. That's a 50-to-1 force multiplier, all on the buy side. So this mathematical dominance has this massive effect on the token supply. It completely changes the structure of what's actually available to be bought or sold.
The easiest way to think about this is like a bathtub. For months, those new releases have been the faucet, just constantly refilling the tub. At the same time, things like burns and staking have been the drain, pulling tokens out. Well, we're about to turn that faucet down to a tiny little drip, but the drain, that's staying wide open.
So as of right now, the liquid supply is sitting at about 1.69 million tokens. But with that inflow of new tokens basically stopping, while burns keep taking out around 30,000 tokens a day, this pool is just destined to shrink. And here's the kicker. As this liquid supply drains, as it maybe drops towards, say, 1.55 million tokens, the BBB's buying power becomes even more efficient. Every single dollar it spends has a bigger and bigger impact on a smaller and smaller pool of available tokens. Okay, so all of this leads to a fundamental change in how the market even discovers the price of the token. The old rules, they're about to get thrown right out the window. I think the best way to picture this is with an analogy. For its entire life, the protocol has been like a ship trying to sail forward, but it's been dragging this huge, heavy anchor behind it. And that anchor is the constant cell pressure from daily releases. Well, when releases drop to near zero, that anchor gets lifted. Now, that doesn't guarantee the ship is going to fly forward, but it means that any wind, any real organic demand can finally have its full effect.
So what determines the price now? Without that artificial weight holding it down, it really just comes down to three things: pure organic demand from new buyers, that steady automated buying from the BBB, and of course, the decisions of existing holders. That constant inflationary headwind is just gone from the equation.
And this might be the most important takeaway of all. This whole near zero phase, it isn't some temporary event or a special one-off thing. It is a preview of the new, permanent reality for the protocol. This entire process is driven by a core mechanism called emission decay. It's a rule that's hard-coded into the system that reduces daily releases by 0.08% every single day, forever. It's a permanent mathematical certainty. The releases can only go down from here.
And what that means is that what feels like this extreme record-low event today is just going to become the new normal tomorrow. Down the road, a day with 750 releases might even seem like a high-emission day. The protocol isn't just visiting near-zero territory, it's packing its bags and moving in for good.
Just let that sink in for a second. 750 tokens, that's about $35 of potential sell pressure up against a defense system that's deploying $1,500 a day. This isn't some theory. In just a few days, this is the reality. And it's not a visit, it's the direction the protocol is heading. Emission decay is permanent. So near zero isn't an event, it's a destination. All those days of building, all those bonds, all that yield, it was all pointing to this moment. Not because somebody planned some big catalyst, but because the math was always going to arrive here. And now it has. So to wrap up, please remember, this content is for informational and educational purposes only. You really should not take any of this as legal, tax, investment, financial, or any other kind of advice. Crypto investments are incredibly volatile and very high risk, so always do your own research.